So I've got this started here. I wanted to show you how it's to look before you go on. You can see the turned edge is a nice little, around about 6 mils there, and it's folded in underneath. Now remember, the last time we were together on the video, you were doing the first fold on the wire and the second fold 6 millimeters away. If you need to, then you can cut off the straw at the back so that it is just a little bit shorter than that 6 mil. So please don't cut too much off, because you don't want to have it inclined to fray, and if you have too much straw left, it'll just get in the way at the edge of the wire. Now when you are getting ready to do your stitch, what you need to do is you fold that down nice and flat, and I'm actually just pulling through from my previous stitch, and I'm using my finger there. Can you see my finger? That's making the thread pull in the correct direction. So when you're doing this kind of work, you need to pull in the direction that you're sewing, and then just get your needle into that fold and bringing it through the other side of the hat. And again, I'm pulling in my natural direction, but my finger is making the thread pull away from the hat in the right direction. So the next thing I do is I just do a little short invisible stitch on the top. It's amazing how easy it is for that to disappear in the turned edge, and then I'm pulling with my crook of my finger to make that. Again, I can use my natural flow of my body. At the same time, I'm doing the correct thing for the hat as well. Now I'm pulling in that direction, exactly where it comes out from the top of the brim. I'm just going into the fold and then angling it through. So you can't use a really tiny needle because it'll be too soft. You need a firmer needle. So pull that through, and if you do it in your, don't do it on a table, just do it on your lap like this, and then you can flip it over without deforming it. Remember, one piece of very good advice is to just treat the thing as if it's made of eggshells at this stage, because it's very easy to mess up that beautiful shape that you've blocked. Now back in there, very short. The stitches should really be about 1/2 centimetre long, and not much, no longer. You don't want them to be long, and you want them to be tight. That way it really holds that fold down onto the top of the brim. So you're going to pull that through, and always pull that thread away from the hat in the direction you're going, and each time you do it, make sure that you pull firmly so that it stays firm, that little fold stays firm on the that hat. So you should be able to pick away at that, and that shouldn't come up. So that's the keeping it tight, and that's by pulling each stitch tightly as you go. So going up, going down, gouging it right the way through, pull it through. Keep your fingers flat on the top of the brim, and that way you won't change the shape of the brim there either. And it's always a good idea when you're doing this kind of work to put a bit of wax, either a bit of wax like this or a candle on the thread. And the way that you would do that is just to put your thread on the candle and pull it through. Very fragrant, very nice indeed. And that will stop the thread from fraying so much. So I hope that's enough information for you to be able to do turned edge, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results.